Hello everyone, I'm Kathleen and I'm here with part 2 of how to make a journal with a digital kit. And in my other video, we talked about how to take a look at the kit and decide what you want to do and print the pages and adding other things if you want, how to choose those kinds of things. And today I'm going to talk about how to embellish and add details to the ephemera part of a kit, and then how to find ephemera and extras and embellish the journal. So I'll just remind you, I am using StacyStories Poppy Blossom Blue Vintage Digital Kit, and I'll link it again below. And let you know this is my design team project for this month of March. So let me show you what I have been able to do. So I have bound the journal. I chose the papers, and I have reinforced the spine with some of this pretty fabric, and made a pocket because I wanted to cover up, the other side of the button. I have sewn in the signatures. I have made 2 signatures. It's only about 5/8 of an inch spine, so it's quite narrow. And I didn't want to do a thick one signature, so I split it up into 2 signatures. And then I have trimmed all the papers, and yeah, isn't that pretty? Added some other papers. Here's that stationery, vintage stationery, some other kinds of book pages. I've put this here in the middle. Yeah, so it's just undecorated at this point, and so obviously it needs its pockets and tucks and stuff like that. So yeah, let me just quickly show you finish. So I put this through the embossing machine, put a little bit of emboss on there, reinforced that with some washi tape here on the edge, and then I'm going to turn this into a pocket here in the middle of this signature. There's the rest of the papers in that one. So yeah, so it's just undecorated at this point. And so let me show you the ephemera part of the kit, and give you a couple of ideas about how I'm going to do it. I did do a collage on the front. I have used one piece of one of the envelopes, like from this part of the kit, and I've put that there on the bottom. Just some designer paper in the back, and then this is a really pretty embossed, I don't know if you can see the reflection in the light, but it's beautiful vintage greeting card from 1912, and I've used that as the main focal point here, and then added these other just little pieces. This is a cigar seal, and an English, I think it's English, South Yorkshire bus ticket. And then this is just another piece of blue that I could add in there. And then I'm using this vintage button as, kind of part of the design. There's kind of a triangle going on there. So, and then I have added, this is also, I mentioned, a digital from Stacy's kit, Bursting Butterflies, and I've made a large pocket here for the front to cover up the thread from the button. So I did want to let you know, I have a couple of tips for later about using digitals, but these are the pieces from from the ephemera. There's these tags or journaling cards that I mentioned. I have punched the corner of this one because I will probably use this on a page as a tuck spot. Here's one of the envelopes that I have made up. And then this is a scrap of the paper from the inside of the cover. And I've used one of the little, what are they called? A flashcard, little tiny flashcards there. Now I want to, while I'm on that subject, here is, not yet. Sorry, just read my mind, folks, will you? Sorry about that. This is one of the pieces from the kit. But these little flashcards I'm using as unifying devices through the journal. And you can obviously use them any way you wish, but when you repeat something, this is another little design tip. A principle of design is repetition. And when you repeat something, it makes a pattern, yes, in a single design, but when you repeat it, in our instance, through the book, that tends to unify the book. It brings harmony to the other things that you're doing and helps to unify the whole of the book, especially when you start to add in these other pieces that are from other things that are not part of the kit. It helps mesh everything into a whole. And so that's what I'm doing with these little pieces in this kit. I'm putting it on several, excuse me, several different things throughout the journal, and then that will help bring unity. This pretty image, I decided to do a punch along the edge, and I'm going to use this as a top, an upside down pocket, you know. And so I have another little flashcard there. This is the postcard image that's so pretty, and I've added another one of those. This is my favorite image from the kit, that faded poppy, and I've just printed it, and it's just a large journaling paper that I will add to a pocket or a tuck. And then this is another large image in the ephemera file, and I'm not sure what I'll do with it yet, but it'll probably be a tuck on a page. And then I've used one of these little flowers, and it's some washi tape, and I want you to know, you don't have to leave that. You can alter, whatever is in the kit, you can alter it in ways that make it personally, your own. And so this one, the large one was too big, and so I have just cut it down and added that word here. This is one of those food sacks, and I just have painted it and stenciled it, and then added this little collage with the poppy here in the corner. So those are basically the elements that are in the kit, and then I want to add some other things. But before I show you that, I want to give you a couple of tips about using digitals in your journals. So often there will be fussy cut images, and I'm not the best fussy cutter. I don't love to do it, and as we do it, sometimes we have white that shows around the edge. This is nice because it has this black ink as part of the design. And so what I do is I just take some black distress, and as I go over the edge, it just covers up that white, and it just makes it so that it doesn't look so hand cut, if you know what I mean, right? Gives it a little bit of dimension as well. So now you don't notice the white edges. And if there is no ink, color to match, then you can just use the brown, and brown kind of does the same thing. It won't make them go away, but it'll blend it, and so it's not quite as noticeable. So I will do black on both of these because I can. Yeah. And then I'm going to add a little bit of brown to this one just to make it vintage and grungy, because that's what I like. Okay, so that now looks more, well, it just looks less like you were not a good cutter. Okay, so that's one tip. And then the next thing I want to tell you is, if you don't have a corner rounder, I would say that would be the first thing to buy. Honestly, I think a corner rounder makes such a difference. And let me show you. Let's see, where have I put the other pile? Here we go. I just think it makes such a difference between this one and this one. Now this one is distressed as well, but this looks like I have cut that out of something. To me, that's the way it looks. And so, but if I just take the corner rounder and clip those corners, that immediately makes it look like, it looks like more of a manufactured piece instead of, I don't know how, it just finishes it for me. So that's the other tip that I would give you, is to get a corner rounder, and so that you can just kind of finish off your pieces when you cut them out. I just think it makes it look better. You don't have to distress them, but I do think the corner rounding makes a huge difference. Okay, so that's the pieces of the kit. And then, so I will take these and go away and be creative with those. But I just wanted to show you how I kind of choose other things. So these are just some things that I have pulled from my stash that I may be able to use. There's tickets. There's just these little pieces of ephemera. There's all these fussy cut things, that I can maybe put on a page. This might make a fun, like a belly band. Probably. I'll probably use that. There's postage stamps, tickets. There's some Monopoly money. You could make, a pocket or a tuck with that. Some old vintage labels and magazine ads. This is a tag. Something was shipped to this woman in Wisconsin. Just, other kinds of digitals and ads. This is an advertisement, a Victorian advertisement. So pretty, but the colors match, and I may use that. Here's some sewing ephemera that might make a fun pocket, especially like a fold over pocket maybe. Tags that I have made this previously. This is some ephemera that I probably will tuck into a pocket. It's just some old vintage ephemera, but it's blank on the back, so it can be journaled on. This is an old library card with a due date thing. Here's some stamps, trading stamps that I can embellish, you know, maybe put a line of that down the side of a page. These are some more labels. These happen to be Stacy's. I have several of these that I will probably end up using throughout the book. Some stickers. Anyway, there's just a number of things, these little things that we can use as embellishments on a page, or to kind of dress up the other ephemera and kind of personalize it, you know, make it your own, so that your book, even though you might be using a kit, your book doesn't look like everybody else's book, right? That's the point of this. Okay, and then there are things like that I will add in just as journaling space, like these vintage postcards. This one is written on, but this one is blank. These two are blank. And they would match and be pretty in this journal. And then I want to make sure that I'm bringing some other color. I don't want just blue. So I do want to, you know, get some other papers that with some other colors that harmonize and would make this, you know, again, add some personal things, and then just kind of make it creative and unified. Okay, that's the whole point. So I will do something like that. I have some vintage stationery that I've pulled, and I can fold these and put them in the pockets. So yeah, I just keep your eye out for things like that that will help to personalize a journal where you've used a kit. Okay, let me gather this up, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here in the first part of the cover, just so that you get, you know, some creativity. So I have used the little poppy shapes and created this three-dimensional flower. Just added some fibers and some cheesecloth in the back, and I'm going to put a collage here on this initial page. So let me just quickly do that with you. So this is an image from the kit, and I'm just going to use that as kind of a background paper. I need to put some more glue in my bottle. I should have done that before I started. All right, we're going to just put this down here in this corner. And then this is also part of the kit. You saw this on that like index card. This, and what I've done is I've just printed it on thin paper and have ripped that flower image out, and I'm going to use that in this collage. We're going to put that up in this corner. I want to make sure that that line is straight. Okay, now this is going to go kind of down here like that. And so now I need to arrange these other three things based on where that is. And I'm going to put this kind of there. I didn't see that back. That's kind of cool. Maybe I would rather have that. The middle is going to get covered up. I think we'll just use this side. This, I think, is, I'm not sure, it's a coupon. Yeah, some kind of a coupon. And then this is going to go across like that. Yep, that looks good, about right there. And then I need to try to pull this off. This is one of those labels that I got in that box. Your Creative Studio. Yeah. And then I have this little postage stamp that I want to add. So the point of this collage was this label right here, because I kind of wanted to have some kind of a book plate, but I wanted to cover up that thread, so I made this pocket. And so now whoever has this journal can write their name or the date, you know, something like that. Now I will glue this flower down. I don't want to glue all the way up to the edge. I want it to be kind of crinkled. There we go. All right, so there's the inside cover. And then on the back, I want to put a very simple something, and I'm not sure. Oh, I kind of like that actually, and that could be even a little pocket. Yeah, I like that. I think I'm gonna put that just down. I was gonna use a label, but I like this, so we will put this on as a tuck. And sometimes I do tucks instead of pockets, because if I leave this side open, then I can use a larger piece of paper if I want. I mean, this is just based on how I journal, and so if I glue this side down, then it could only hold a narrow a tag or something. Whereas if I leave this side open as a tuck, then I could put a whole piece of paper of some kind there. So yeah, there we go. Kind of like that. And I don't know, maybe I will end up doing something else as well, but for now that's it. And I guess you'll have to wait for the flip through to see what I finally decide to do. But there we go. There's the front, and here's the inside. And so where was that tag? That might look good in here. Here it is. We could put that. Yeah, kind of like that. All right. The next video will be the flip through once I get it finished. So thanks so much for being with me, and I hope that was helpful, and we'll talk again.